Do Revenge is a 2022 American teen dark comedy film directed by Jennifer Kaytin Robinson, who co-wrote the screenplay alongside Celeste Ballard. It stars Camila Mendes, Maya Hawke, Austin Abrams, Rish Shah, and Sarah Michelle Gellar, and is loosely inspired by Alfred Hitchcock's Strangers on a Train. It was released on Netflix on September 16, 2022, and received generally positive reviews from critics. Early life. Hawke was born on July 8, 1998, in New York City, the older of two children born to actors Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman. Her parents met on the set of Gattaca, married in May 1998, and divorced in 2005. Hawke has a brother. She also has two half-sisters by her father's second wife, Ryan Shaw Hughes. She has another half-sister from her mother's ex-fiancé, financier Arpad Busson. On her father's side, Hawke is a distant cousin of playwright Tennessee Williams. On her mother's side, she is a granddaughter of Buddhist scholar Robert Thurman and model Baroness Nina von Schlabrugi. Schlabrugi's mother, Birgit Holmquist, was also a model, having posed for Axel Ebbe's statue Famtijet, currently in Smedjehoek in Sweden. Hawke has dyslexia, which resulted in her changing schools frequently during her primary education before she was finally enrolled at St. Anne's School, a private school in Brooklyn, New York that emphasizes artistic creativity and does not grade work. The artistic environment eventually led her to acting. Hawke also took part in summer studies at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London and the Stella Adler Studio of Acting in New York. She studied toward a BFA in acting at the Juilliard School for 1 year before dropping out after accepting her role in Little Women. Career. Modeling. Like both her mother and grandmother, Hawke modeled for Vogue at the beginning of her career. She was also chosen as the face of the British fashion retailer All Saints 2016/2017 collection. In 2017, she starred as one of several faces in a video campaign for Calvin Klein's underwear range, directed by Sofia Coppola. In September 2022, Hawke modeled for Calvin Klein's FW22 underwear campaign. Acting. Hawke was Sofia Coppola's choice to play the title role of the Little Mermaid in Universal Pictures' planned live-action adaptation. However, the producers preferred actress Chloe Grace Moretz. This and other conflicts ultimately led to Coppola leaving the project. Moretz eventually dropped out as well. Hawke made her acting debut in 2017 as Jo March in the BBC miniseries adaptation of Little Women. In September 2018, she starred in thriller Lady World, directed by Amanda Kramer. Hawke later broke out with her performance as Robin Buckley in the third season of Netflix's Stranger Things, which released in 2019. Also that year, Hawke played Linda Kasabian/Flower Child in Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and co-starred in Mark Meyer's thriller film Human Capital, which is based on Stephen Ammidon's 2004 novel of the same name. In 2020, Hawke starred in Gia Coppola's sophomore film, Mainstream, alongside Andrew Garfield. In the same year, she guest-starred in the 5th episode of the miniseries The Good Lord Bird, which stars her father, Ethan Hawke. She stars as Annie Brown, the daughter of her father's character. In June, she appeared in Italian Studies, written and directed by Adam Leon and co-starring Vanessa Kirby. It premiered in the Tribeca Film Festival and later released on January 14, 2022. Later that month, she appeared as Heather in the Netflix horror film Fear Street Part 1, 1994. In 2021, she also starred in a spin-off podcast series based on her Stranger Things character, Rebel Robin, Surviving Hawkins. She starred in another scripted podcast series, The Playboy Interview, in which she plays Helen Gurley Brown. In 2022, Hawke starred in Netflix's dark comedy film Do Revenge alongside Camila Mendes. In April 2022, she was cast in Bradley Cooper's biographical film about Leonard Bernstein, Maestro, CO starring Cooper and Carey Mulligan. In May, it was reported that she had been cast in the upcoming film The Kill Room alongside her mother Uma Thurman and Samuel L. Jackson. In July, it was announced that she will guest star in Disney's Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, set to premiere in 2023. She is also set to appear in Wes Anderson's upcoming romantic dramedy Asteroid City. Music. Hawke has said that folk music has influenced her music career, including artists like Leonard Cohen, Patti Smith, and Joni Mitchell. She takes inspiration from great lyricists like Cohen and Bob Dylan as, according to her, music is the best way to communicate poetry. In August 2019, Hawke released her first two singles, To Love a Boy and Stay Open. The songs were written and recorded by Hawke and Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter Jesse Harris. Hawke performed a series of headlining gigs around New York City in early 2020, her first ever solo live performances as a musician. In each of these shows, Hawke was supported by Benjamin Lazar Davis, TTH, Will Grief, and Nick Chauncey respectively. On March 18, 2020, Hawke released the first single By Myself and announced her debut album titled Blush amid the 2020 Black Lives Matter protests. Hawke wrote, "I feel like this is not a time for self-promotion. It is a time for activation, education, and self-examination." The album's second single, Coverage, was released on April 22, 2020, before its music video directed by Maya's father Ethan Hawke was released on the 28th. Initially set for release on June 19, 2020, Blush was delayed to August 21, 2020 to support the release of Blush. Hawke appeared as a musical guest for the first time in her career on The Today Show in late August 2020. On June 29, 2022, alongside the release of the single Therese, Hawke announced her second album Moss, which was released on September 23, 2022. Filmography. Film. Television. Music videos. Podcast. Discography. Studio albums. Blush. Moss.